and welcome to all you Aries people out there. How is this month going to be for you Aries people who've got a sun in Aries or a moon in Aries like I have. I have my moon in Aries. So, or an ascendant in Aries. This is going to be a very important month. A very important month for the cardinal signs, and you are a cardinal sign. Now in particular, what I'm going to say, it's applicable for you in general, but it's very much applicable for people who've got like these planets around, let's say 12 degrees, 11, 12 degrees up until 15 degrees of Aries. So if you have a personal planet there, or an ascendant, it's going to be very important. Or if your sun sign Aries, these are the people that will feel it the most. Who are born around the 3rd up until, let's say, the 6th of April, yes. And it will be around, let's say, this, this was not okay. I was looking at March, and you are not a Pisces. You are an Aries. So it will be around, if you were born around the 2nd up until the 5th of April, then this is very applicable for you. So let's get started. What is this all about? Now, there is an eclipse going on. I've made a separate video about the eclipse because there's a lot of information, but the most important thing, this is key for you Aries people, especially with people with the moon in Aries, but also with the sun and the ascendant, is don't jump the conclusions. This is actually the most important sentence for this whole eclipse time. Don't jump the conclusions when it comes to your thinking processes, the information that you are getting, because there's something happening with information coming your way. And it's very important, especially for an Aries, unless you have a lot of planets in Capricorn or another Earth sign or a strong Saturn, then you won't have that nature of impulsiveness in you. But for people who are Aries and who have an emphasis on that fire sign, they are quite impulsive. And this is a warning of don't jumping the conclusion. So whatever information is coming to you, take your time and make sure that you know all the facts before you act. That is actually a very important thing going on during the month of April. So if you do that, you are warned, aren't you? You are warned, and you're going to do well, I'm sure. Because Aries is a sign that is associated with courage. So, and your courage will be tested. So there are going to happen things probably that has to do with the mind, that you will want to change course. And if you are a person that certain areas of their life have been a bit flat, and you know that you need to make some changes, whether it is a relationship, whether it is work, whether it is your home environment, because these are all key areas of your life, and your key areas of your life are triggered now. So if that has been flat, or if you haven't been doing a lot on these areas, then this can be a month of very unusual stuff happening to you, and that you will need your courage to make the changes. But if you are aware of it, that certain things in your life, you need to change them, and then now is a very good moment to take that first step. Because Mars is in your opposite sign, in the 7th house, in Libra, which means that it opposes your sign. So there need to be actions as well to be taken, but in consideration. So maybe with that person who is close to you, if you live with someone, maybe now for the first time in your life, you realize that you can't do it always your way, or the highway. Or if you are single, you have this urge and this feeling of, I want to share my life with someone. I would be very surprised if now Aries people who are single are really saying, yes, this is what I want for the rest of my life. It could be, if you have a lot of planets in your 1st house, could be, but I doubt it. So this is a very opportunity time for Aries people, but also demanding a lot of courage. And if there is something that you Aries people do have, it is courage. So take advantage of it, but do it in a cautious way. As I said, don't jump. It's no time to jump to conclusions. It's time to take responsibility, and it's also time to consider other people in your life. Very important for you. So this is a grand cross going on, and without going into too much detail, this grand cross means tension. Tension before the change is made. And it's a building up, a building up, a building up until you can't, you really can't do anything else but change. And but towards other signs, I need to say, hey, do that change. But towards you, I need to say, because you are an Aries, take that time, consider other people as well, so that you are not going to regret an impulsive change. So if you feel those emotional needs of I need to do something, it's that impulsiveness that can be quite tricky. So just be aware that you spot that, and then you will perfectly fine. Mercury and Uranus is in your first house. Mercury is conjuncting Uranus. It's triggering, in other words, this full square. With this full squares, there always has to be a trigger, and it's Mercury. So there's something that is triggering your mind. There's some new information coming your way, and try to see it as useful, to see it as informative, and but take your time before you act. That's actually the so be aware of the fact that some new facts are coming your way, and that is good. If you have delayed a certain situation because you didn't have all the facts, now it can be the month that new information comes in, which is good, which especially for Aries people who will say, finally, I know what I'm doing and I know what situation I'm in. So, very important month for Aries people. Testing times for your impulsive nature, and but also good times if you have been wanting to change a certain situation, to do that now, to take that first step as well at the same time. Now the solar eclipse is in Taurus, and it's at the very end of the month. That's why I'm not really focusing too much on it. It's in your second house, and so it means that there are new beginnings. Considering maybe a new talent that you are going to develop, maybe in your self-worth, that you, or maybe in your resources, maybe an ending of an income of some of a certain thing that you do, and maybe a new beginning of something else that you do, and you get income out of that. So whatever it is, it's a quite stable energy. And the last thing is Venus in Pisces. Venus in Pisces in your 12th house. It's the kind of energy, it's for the whole month, and this is the smoothing energy. Whilst all this erratic energy is going on, this Venus in the 12th is very good for you. Because Venus in the 12th, it's Venus in Pisces in the 12th, it means that your compassion towards other people is heightened. And that could be good, especially if you are someone who's very much, seeing your own goals, seeing your own destiny. That is very good. But especially when the planets are now saying, look, you also have to consider other people. It is good to have a Venus in the 12th house. Even if you are single, it's a nice time to spend some quiet time with yourself and enjoying yourself. It could be reading a book, having a nice time, doing something that you prefer and that relaxes you, listening to some nice music. It could also mean to have a crush on someone in secret. If that is the case, don't jump to conclusions. That will be also a warning there. Don't jump to conclusion whatever is happening there. Wait until Venus comes in your sign, which is next month. And then you will feel more confident and have even more information about that person that you may or not may have an eye on. So, thank you for listening, you Aries people. If you want a personal reading, get in touch. I think it's going to be an exciting month for you, and Aries people do prefer some excitement in their life. Thank you for watching and see you next month. Bye bye.